The Theater Behind the Mask by Alexis Messina. Think about the last time you went to the theater to see a comedic movie. Did you cry? Were you angry? No. You laughed at all of the puns and the one-liners. My own love for a good joke led me to my interest behind all these laughs. There's much more within the history of comedy than you could ever imagine. I'll share with you some of the background of comedy and how it has been used throughout the world of theater. The history of theater starts when humans were able to communicate with each other. Theater is derived from the ancient Greek word theatron, meaning a place of viewing. Theater is a collaborative form of fine art that uses live performances to present the experience of a real or imagined event in front of a live audience. It originated in Athens, Greece, where the culture used theater for weddings, religion, and athletics. The theater of ancient Greece involved three types of drama: the satire play, tragedy, and comedy. Satire plays were an ancient Greek form of tragicomedy and featured drunkenness, sexuality, and pranks. Tragedy is based on human suffering to provoke a purification of emotions from the audience. And comedy is entertainment consisting of jokes and satire intended to make the audience laugh. Now I'll explain how theater has evolved over time. Commedia dell'arte is a form of theater that originated in Italy in the 16th century. It is characterized by the masks used during the performances. Commedia dell'arte started as the first improvisational theater. The closest translation is comedy of craft. The characters in commedia represent social types such as the foolish old man, deviant servants, or military officers that are full of false bravado. Characters such as Pantalone, who is the miser of merchants, Doctore, who is full of knowledge, and Arlecchino, the mischievous servant, have become staples amongst the cast. Commedia was performed in and outdoors theater by professional actors. These temporary theaters would be made from the scenery of trees, rocks, and sometimes animals. Many of the stages were even carved from the sides of mountains and used as seating for the audience. Commedia dell'arte was also most notable in that they allowed women to play the roles of females. Men were the only ones allowed during that time period to be cast as actors. It was really rare to see women on stage, and it was deemed improper for women to take up such a profession. Once commedia changed the view on women's roles, women still wore masks to hide the fact that they were women. Commedia moved outside the city limits in the early 17th century as it evolved towards a more pantomime style. It is possible that this kind of improvised acting was passed down the Italian generations until it was revived as a professional theatrical technique. In commedia, the conventional plot lines were written in themes of sex, jealousy, love, and old age. Many of the basic plot elements can be traced back to the Roman comedies, but were drawn from current events or local news. When acting out the commedia, it has its own language called grammalat. Grammalat sounds a lot like gibberish, but with extra sounds and facial expressions that are involved. The decline of commedia was due to many factors, and as time went on, the characters stayed the same while the times changed. Therefore, there was no longer a representation of real-life characters, and people became uninterested. However, a more prominent legacy of the Commedia dell'arte is its influence on other dramatic forms. Visiting commedia inspired national comedic drama in Germany, Eastern Europe, and Spain. Despite the loss of Western theater, the genre was sometimes used as a training component in physical and improvisational theater at the beginning of the 21st century. What makes Commedia dell'arte unique is the use of masks. The use of the masks in the commedia performances has been a tradition since the beginning of the art. Martha Fletcher stated in her article, A Short History of the Drama, about the characters behind the mask. In the course of time, crystallized about each mask are the codes and repertoire of phrases that are appropriate to each role. The masks were also used so that the stock characters could be recognized and portrayed the same after each performance. Characters such as the lovers Isabella and Flavio never wore masks because they were there to be seen for their beauty. One of the most prominent masked characters were called the Zanni, and this was due to their acrobats on stage, which drew the audience to their characters. In closing, it's difficult to imagine our lives without the invention of comedy. Without comedy in our lives, we would only see tragedy and despair, which can lead to depression. Commedia's history is so important to our culture and will continue to be a staple throughout history and the future of humanity.